The views and opinions expressed in this podcast do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of ACUMA, its board of directors, its management staff, or its members. The podcast discussion presented is conversational in nature and for general information only.
Hello and welcome to ACUMA's ONpoint Podcast, a series focused on sharing the stories of people who are making a positive impact in the credit union mortgage industry. I'm your host, Peter Benjamin, live from our national workshop. Joining me today, Ryan Harrow, Mortgage Loan Manager with Louisiana Federal Credit Union, and Thomas Hilson, VP Loans of Gather Federal Credit Union. Gentlemen, how are you doing today?
Excellent. Good morning.
We got to get to that energy up. Day number 2, day number 1 in the books. So tell me, all right, so again, the idea behind the podcast at our events, at our workshops, is that we just want to gauge your experience so far. Now, both of you are first-timers. You're noobs to our workshops, the ACUMA events in general, or just the workshops?
Both. I'm rookie.
Okay, so tell me, experience so far. It could be, let's focus on the workshop. What do you think of the workshop so far?
I mean, I think it's been great. It has been everything promised and delivered. You know, so I met you at CUNA Lending in Denver, and your breakout and panel talk, and then our little conversation after made me realize that I need to get with ACUMA and the specialized focus of these little workshops and this. And it's been absolutely everything I needed and wanted. And the connections, and because I'm also new to the credit industry.
That's why you're like banker, right?
I came from the mortgage loan world. So it's
we don't talk about that on this side.
No,
we don't. All right, good. So thank you for that. All right, so Thomas, thoughts so far?
So far, really, really good. And a good mix of sessions, good speakers. It like Ryan said, everything kind of expected it to be. So far, one thing that I really noticed even early on yesterday was this is a real community. Everyone here, aside from Ryan and I, all really seem to know each other really well, get along well. Everyone I've met is extraordinarily helpful. So I'm looking forward to day 2.
Right. So like it's interesting. So, you know, it kind of the day always starts off slow, right? You know, whether it's because of Nashville or something else, but really towards the end, once, you know, the caffeine kicks in and the conversation starts picking up, you kind of saw the banter between, you know, credit unions that, you know, very familiar with each other, you know, and although, yeah, there was a lot of joking and we had a good time. There's a lot of laughs yesterday. Every single one of them provided something that could have benefited another credit union, right? So I appreciate you sort of talking on that community. Now, sticking with you, Thomas, first time in Nashville too.
First time in Nashville.
Thoughts?
I got to admit, I haven't gotten out much.
I'm not sure if the pause was like...
No, I'm afraid to admit I don't have a lot of thoughts on Nashville to this point. I got in Wednesday afternoon, after a long night flight. And
storms.
I got lucky and beat most of the storms, but I was exhausted. I flew out from Hawaii Tuesday night. Didn't really sleep on the plane, got in Wednesday afternoon, took a shower, took a nap, and didn't really make it out Wednesday night. And then last night went to the reception, had a cocktail, I didn't even want to sign up for the evening event because I knew I was not going to make it until 10 p.m. So I was sound asleep by about 9:30. Okay. So I have not seen Nashville all that much. I'll maybe see a little more this afternoon. Right. I'm actually heading to Memphis this afternoon.
Oh, so you're not even going to see it anyways?
No. Right, One of these times. I heard nothing but good things. It seems like a lot of fun. I will say the ride in from the airport on Wednesday, a little afternoon, a little before 12:30, we had to go around the block because there was some road construction going on, and the place was hopping at 12:30 on a Wednesday. A lot of live music, a lot of action in the bars we drove by. Didn't go in, drove by, but it seemed like it was pretty lively for that time of day on a midweek.
Well, they say like that Vegas or New York or the city that don't sleep, right?
It seems very much like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Ryan, same question. Thoughts of Nashville?
I've loved it. So I'm a New Orleans boy, and
Hot and humid there too.
Yeah, so the walkability and everything around with this city. I got up yesterday morning, went for a run by the stadium, the little Shelby Bridge, pedestrian walk, and all the little stuff, and then it's been great. I mean the city's really, really cool and love music, so that's helped out.
It's almost sensory overload. Kind of sort of just walking down Broadway. And go from one honky tonk to the next, and one might have 2 or 3 bands playing, and then the next one also has 2 or 3 bands playing, and all you just hear is really just muffled music. And I'm waiting for them all to sync up and play the same exact song at the same exact time. I think that would be absolutely amazing. But who knows? Maybe we can push that next time we come to Nashville.
We need the banjo to.
No, and that's more like backcountry Louisiana. Right?
That's bluegrass.
All right, so you talked about your experience. I know again we are only one day in. We have a full day ahead of us. It's going to be a 2-part question. Favorite part so far. And you hinted at it a little bit. But we can talk about the sessions more specifically. But also, what are you looking forward to today? Today we have, an economic update. We have a small culture-based workshop. We have an update from the CFPB. We have, kind of like a general, I don't call it State of the Union of AI, and then of course we wrap up with a roundtable. So, again, 2-part question. Favorite part so far from yesterday, but what are you looking forward to today?
I got to say the roundtable we did at the end of the day yesterday was really good and really informative. I know it I don't want to say it went off the rails a little bit towards the end there. You could tell everybody kind of was ready to wrap it up after being in there all day.
Yes,
but the discussions we had at our table were really good. What's funny is I sat at a couple different tables throughout the day yesterday and managed to be around the CUSO guys all day long. I got to get in touch with more credit union folk while I'm here and bounce some ideas and get some thoughts and information from some people. But the roundtable was really good yesterday afternoon. The discussion was good. It was a little, I don't want to say less structured, but it was a little more informal to the point where it felt like everyone was happy just kind of saying their piece and saying what they had to say. And then today the economic session with Steve Rick. I've seen him a couple times. His information is always really good. So I am looking forward to that.
And he's funny too. Mm-hmm. Really funny. Really funny. Ryan.
Kind of piggybacking off of that. I mean, I don't know if the roundtables are the best, but it's really it goes back to the community of the group and the fact that the roundtable is so good because they all share. And they do share all day. And then the things I've noticed that I've really appreciated was, one, the speakers most of them aren't just flying in and flying out. They're sitting at the table with you. They're in there with you. Same thing with the vendors. They're just here to learn just like us. And then I have to say that I was really surprised how successful the networking thing started in the morning. It was a lot of information
without giving hints. It
was a lot of information very early in the morning, but the buy-in of everybody in the room that participated. I've done those things in the past where a lot of people are checked out, and the engagement and participation. I was like, everybody's here and in it, and it was fun.
Good. I whether it's the roundtable sessions or the networking activity we did in the morning, I always just walk around and passively listen to what everyone is saying. And I love hearing everyone contribute, whether it's the networking event or session or the roundtable discussions. I think my favorite part yesterday was when we were doing the networking activity, and then we talked about the actual answers. The amount of debate and argument about who was really right, that was my favorite part, honestly.
It was either the book or them.
Right.
And there was a lot of them.
And they were talking about it in the evening. I mean, it carried on.
Good.
Yeah, it was fun.
I always joke around, there's a method to my madness, but I'm glad that one paid off. So good. All right, final question before we kind of transition to second segment of the podcast. As a first timer, again, we welcome you. I'm glad that you've been so warmly embraced by the ACUMA community. That means a lot to hear that, because in my opening remarks yesterday, I talked about community, I talked about collaboration, and I'm glad that those words were felt by you as well. So as a first timer, why do you believe these types of workshops, or generally ACUMA events, or something that should be on other people's radars?
I think for a lot of the reasons you just said, the community, how helpful everyone is. This is our first time at one of these events. I've listened to a couple of the podcasts. We just signed up for membership a couple months back, right before I registered for the event. So I'm still kind of getting my feet wet with everything that ACUMA has to offer, and there's a lot of it. So, but first time, everyone, again, very welcoming, very helpful. It's almost like everyone's going out of their way to help. And, if you have questions, if you need anything, let me know. It's really encouraging. I look forward to hopefully being able to send some of my staff to future events as well, because it's one of those things. Somebody touched on it yesterday, where at some point they get tired of listening to us. They need another voice. So, and something that our staff has really kind of made a point of emphasis this year is additional training for themselves. So we're working on doing that. And I think if we can get some of our staff to some of your events, that would be a huge thing for them.
That's awesome. Ryan, thoughts?
Yeah, kind of. So my thing, I was texting my VP yesterday, and we were talking about the calendar of events for ACUMA, and this needs to be mandatory for us and for our staff, because it's, in my text, I said it was less of a convention-esque and more of continuing education. That's almost a requirement. But then if you take away the formality of education, and it's just the sharing of the ideas, the programs, I picked up new friends yesterday, but also they're going to send me guidelines for programs I don't have that probably will be implemented within 90 days. It's those things that somebody else has been doing it either longer or differently or in a different part that, they've figured it out, and there's no problem saying, hey, you should do this. It will work for your members as it works for ours. And that's the whole goal is, taking care of our members and the service. So why would you, gatekeep that, and nobody does? And it's perfect.
Yeah, I often say this, that there's no other community that's more vested in the success of others within the community like ACUMA. I travel a lot to other conferences, other events, and I will put up an ACUMA event against any others from a community and collaboration standpoint any day of the year. And granted, that might be biased, but I was also a member before I became president, and I felt the same exact way back then. And it's been my mission, and I think our mission, really, including Justin on this, to kind of push that forward. And how can we continue to foster open dialogue where a first timer can walk in and walk away with pretty much, guidelines to whatever program you want, right? That's the goal. So good. I'm glad. Now, are you both planning on attending annual?
Working on it now.
Yes.
I probably will not, just because this is 2 months in a row I've been traveling, and I got some work I got to do.
It's in September. You're fine.
So we'll see.
You're fine.
Yeah, it's a bit of a journey for us to travel to any event.
Annual is a bit more. That's all I'm gonna say. You'll have your traditional exhibit hall, but from a content standpoint, where you have the breakout sessions are that continued education. But then you have, bigger speakers. We focus a lot on culture. We focus a lot on not just professional culture. We focus on your personal well-being a lot. Whenever we set out to design our annual agenda, we think about, okay, well, how can we leave not just better professionals, mortgage professionals, but also how can we leave better people? So they're great events. And this year is going to be spectacular. It really is.
It's going to be awesome.
I mean, the agenda's probably the best of the. This is the third annual that I put the agenda together with the team, and this is probably the best agenda so far.
We always talk about it, but we spend a year working on an agenda, and it's so much fun to see it just come to life. And even for our workshops, we spend months. I mean, I wouldn't go as far as a whole year, but I mean, quite a bit of time. And we just try to put together some top-notch speakers and top-notch sessions that you guys want to take away.
Absolutely. All right, so thank you very much, gentlemen. Let's transition to the second part of our podcast again. This is where we normally would do, fun facts, dad jokes. Sometimes we play a round of Jeopardy. Justin's happy we're not playing Jeopardy because he's like the worst at it.
Yeah.
He really is the worst at Jeopardy. But since we're on location in Nashville, what we normally do when we're at a workshop is just do some simple fun facts about the local city. That's it. These might be things that are obvious, but I typically provide some background to the fun facts, things I didn't know. And so, all right, so let's just dive in. Nashville fun facts. All right, so Nashville is known as Music City, which we all know, right? Music City, USA. And it's really because it's the birthplace of country music and home of the Country Music Hall of Fame. It's also home of the Grand Ole Opry, a country music and variety radio. I didn't know it was a radio show.
Yeah, but it's also Grand Ole.
Oh, I put a D at the end?
O-L-E.
My bad. That's the Yankee in me coming out.
Oh, no.
So, all right. So, whatever. All right. So, Grand Ole
Opry.
Oh. If we only had video and people could see your face right now. as one person who grew up in Nashville.
Yep.
I didn't mean to offend you, man.
It's okay.
All right. Fun fact number 2, hot chicken. So we actually, Justin and I had this conversation Tuesday.
Yeah.
Like what was the first hot chicken place and when did it start? All right. So hot chicken originated in 1930, which is good. That's a good sandwich, by the way.
It is.
So it was actually the Prince family has contributed to giving hot chicken a home at Prince's Hot Chicken Shack, where it was named Nashville's Hot Chicken for the first time ever. Now you went to
I went to Prince's.
Yeah, you went to the Assembly Food Hall, and I asked that question. I was like, was it Hattie's?
Hattie B's or
Princess? And you're like, I don't know.
Yeah, no idea.
I'm offended by all the local Nashville people who do not know that.
I will say that hot chicken was really good when we came here. What was it, 2 years ago? We had a hot chicken sandwich that I'm pretty sure we couldn't see straight. It was so hot.
Oh my God. I mean, I like spicy. And I wish I could remember the name of the place.
I don't know. I gave up a quarter of the way into it, and Peter was like, I got this. And I'm like, this is a bad idea.
I mean, granted, I asked for like a soup bowl of ranch. and pretty much I dunked the whole sandwich in ranch to the point where I was hoping I couldn't taste it. No.
I had Prince's the other day. It was really good.
Yeah, I actually really enjoyed it because of the level of spice, too.
Yeah.
Which level of spice did you get? As the Louisiana...
I got hot.
Which one did you get?
Medium. Whatever, one right in the middle.
It's not a competition, but...
No, but like I will say the medium was not hot. And I even thought that as I was eating it.
Which one did you get? You got Cameron.
Cameron got mild. Like if mine was not hot, that was just a chicken tender.
Well, she said it was hot.
I know.
I mean, Cameron does not like spice. And so the mild apparently got to her. So that's what seems to be. Now you know that Prince's Hot Chicken was the first.
There we go.
Hot chicken, not Hattie B's.
Not Hattie B's.
And so aren't you happy you didn't wait in that really ridiculously long line at Hattie B's?
Every day. I'm always happy I don't wait in that long line.
And you were saying like Hattie B's has like a second location like 20 minutes away, right?
Yeah, it's 20 minutes outside the city. So much older
but
location.
if you're down here, you're not going to go out there, right?
Not if you're visiting here, no. Not if you're touring, being a tourist.
Okay, that's fair. All right. Here, this is going to be more of a did you know, but it's still a fun fact all the same. All right. So did you know that FM radio originated in Nashville? Can you guess the year? FM radio.
52.
50. That's a good one. That's a good solid guess. It's not right, but it's a good solid guess.
I'll guess 48. I have no
48.
idea.
Also a good solid guess. Fuck.
27.
That's a bad guess.
See what? This is why I don't play Jeopardy or trivia.
1941. So, I mean.
So if we all split the difference, we're
there.
there.
You go. That's right.
So
That's
I
right.
think collectively we got it.
That's right. So it started by a gentleman by the name of David Cobb. He just wanted a way to put out Nashville's music a bit better. That's all it was. All right. All right. So what the Kentucky Derby was 2 weeks ago?
Last week.
Last week?
Yeah.
Was it last week?
Yeah, last weekend.
Last weekend. All right. Did you know that there are 2 well-known thoroughbreds from Nashville that actually won the Kentucky Derby?
No.
No idea.
And when I say the names, you're going to be like,
Johnny Cash and June Carter.
are those thoroughbreds? Are those?
No, I'm just saying, like, you're.
No, I'm talking about horses, man.
Those could be horse
dude,
names.
I literally said the Kentucky Derby.
Those
man.
could be horse names. We don't know this.
Okay, so War Admiral,
Yeah.
Triple Crown winner. And the second horse actually had a movie named after it.
Secretariat.
Seabiscuit.
Seabiscuit.
Those are the only 2 I know.
Yeah.
Secretary of the
Seabiscuit was a good movie.
It was.
That was
It was.
great. I think I've watched that way too many times. So what, Justin, Belle Meade Plantation's what, 5 minutes up the road?
Yeah.
So they both originated from Belle Meade Plantation, which also is the birthplace of Belle Meade Bourbon. 5 minutes up the road from here.
That's the most interesting part for you, is the bourbon.
It's good bourbon, man.
I've never had
I think that was my biggest takeaway from yesterday as a sidetrack, is that we need to wheel in the happy hour carts into the roundtable discussion. That was probably the number one requested thing yesterday.
Yep.
Wheel in bourbon and we'll have more open dialogue. It's like, all right, this is either going to be the greatest idea ever or it's going to be the worst. But we'll try it out next time. Well, that's all I got for fun facts. What?
Really? We didn't even get to the best one. What superhero is on our skyline?
Oh, whatever. Batman. That is so bad.
That's what we call
That
it.
is so bad.
I don't care. It's the Batman building. It's been the Batman building since I was like 4.
I mean, so yesterday, 2 days ago, Krista asked me. She was pointing at the AT&T building, the one that has like the 2 spikes.
Yeah.
She's like, that is such an ugly building. Who do you think built it? And my first, without missing a beat, I was like, Bruce Wayne, hands down.
Exactly.
That's right. She called it ugly building though.
I mean, it
It
is an
ugly.
eyesore,
Okay.
but still, it's Batman.
All right. Well, it's time to wrap up. Ryan, Thomas, thank you very much for carving out 15 minutes of your morning to sit down with us and talk. The ACUMA workshop. Again, we love these things. I meant what I said yesterday. It's where I got started with as a member, but also where I got started as a president. Love these. I'm happy that you had a great experience so far. So thank you very much for being here.
Thank you.
Of course. And Hawk, always. Thank you very much.
Happy to be here.
There you go. And everyone else, thank you very much for tuning in to another episode of the ACUMA ONpoint Podcast. We hope you enjoyed it. Until next time, be well, my friends.
Thanks for listening. We'll see you next time at the ACUMA ONpoint Podcast. If not already, be sure to subscribe and give us a 5-star rating. For more great episodes and information, be sure to visit us online at acuma.org. And to get the latest updates, head over to our LinkedIn page.